The galaxy had never seen anything like it. Millions of stars sparkled across the dark sky, and among them, countless civilizations had risen and fallen. Powerful fleets patrolled star systems, each species confident in its strength. Wars had been fought, treaties signed, and empires built on the promise of dominance. And then suddenly a human ship appeared. It was a small vessel. Just one ship. That fact alone caused murmurs across the alien councils. On the planet Clithar, a massive war room glowed with holographic projections of the approaching human craft. Aliens of every shape and size gathered, their faces filled with disbelief. "Just one ship?" asked Vorin, a tall silver-scaled diplomat. "Why would a species send only one vessel into a hostile galaxy?" His counterpart, Cathara, a being with many eyes and long tendrils, replied, "It must be a mistake. Perhaps it is a scout or a messenger. Nothing more." But their surprise did not stop them from sending probes. Small, agile drones streaked across space toward the human ship. The human's vessel moved differently than expected. It did not flee or hide. Instead, it adjusted its course with precision, dodging the probes as if it could anticipate their every move. Inside the ship, Captain Mara Lynn stood at the command console. Her brown eyes were calm, almost serene, despite the alien probes scanning her every move. "Keep us steady," she said softly to her co-pilot, Jaren. "Let them see us, but don't engage unless necessary." Jaren nodded. "Sensors show they are scanning for weaknesses, Captain. They expect fear. They will be disappointed," Mara smiled faintly. "Good, let them underestimate us. It makes everything easier." The human ship was small compared to the massive fleets of the alien species. Its hull was sleek and compact, designed for efficiency and speed. On the bridge, a handful of humans moved with quiet confidence. They knew they were outnumbered, outgunned, and outclassed in size, but not in spirit or skill. Meanwhile, in the alien war room, debate raged. "They are alone," said a general with 4 arms and sharp claws. "We should attack. Their ship cannot withstand our firepower." "No," said another. "Let us observe first. If they are truly weak, they will make mistakes. But if they are clever," he hesitated, "then we may have underestimated them at our peril." The human ship approached the contested planet Dravos, a world rich in rare minerals and long fought over by various alien factions. As the humans descended into the planet's atmosphere, the aliens prepared to strike. Massive warships appeared in orbit, weapons ready. But the humans did not panic. Mara turned to her crew. "Prepare for landing. Maintain shields at maximum. Keep sensors active. And remember, our strength is not in numbers, it is in ingenuity." The ship touched down gently on Dravos's rocky surface. Dust rose in clouds around them, and the aliens watched with growing unease. The humans moved with purpose, deploying small devices across the planet. Within moments, a shimmering energy field surrounded the landing zone. "What is that?" one alien commander demanded. "Some kind of shield. How can one small vessel create such a barrier?" "Impossible," another muttered. "It defies everything we know about physics and technology." But the humans worked silently and efficiently. Drones scanned the terrain, mapping resources, analyzing conditions, and preparing for exploration. Mara observed it all with careful eyes, fully aware of the alien fleets above. "This is why they sent only one ship," she thought. "If we were many, they would attack immediately. But one ship, they see a single vessel and assume weakness. That is their mistake. The aliens could not understand. How could a single species so small in presence operate with such precision and confidence? They had never faced a species that relied not on numbers, but on intelligence, creativity, and courage. In orbit, the alien fleets shifted uneasily. Probes returned with strange reports. The humans' technology adapted to attacks almost instantly. Shields absorbed energy, weapons recalibrated, and the ship's movements were unpredictable. "This is not normal," Cathara whispered, her many eyes wide. "They are too organized, too clever, too fearless." Back on the planet, Mara walked among her crew as they deployed equipment. Each human knew their role, each action purposeful. They were not afraid of the unknown, nor of the alien forces gathering above. Their unity was their strength. One of the crew, Lieutenant Sora, looked up at the sky. "Captain, the aliens are circling. They might attack any moment," Mara nodded. "Let them watch. Let them question. Fear makes enemies weak. Confidence makes us strong." As the hours passed, the aliens debated. Some argued for immediate attack while others began to admire the humans' precision. The question that hung in every mind was the same: why send only one ship? The humans did not need a fleet. They had strategy, intelligence, and courage. One ship was enough to show that a new species had arrived, a species that would not bow to intimidation, a species that could survive and thrive even in the most dangerous corners of the galaxy. By the time night fell on Dravos, the human ship had completed its initial setup. The energy shield glowed faintly, protecting the landing zone. Mara watched the horizon, knowing the aliens were observing every move. "They will not understand us," she said quietly to Jaren. "They will see only size and numbers. They will never guess that humans are something different." "Different enough to survive?" Jaren asked. Mara smiled. "Different enough to win." And somewhere above, in the alien fleets, the leaders whispered to one another. "They are alone," Vorin said again. "And yet, I do not understand them. I do not understand their courage. Their strength is not in numbers, but something else, something dangerous." The day dawned on Dravos with a pale, cold light. The rocky terrain shimmered under the rising sun, and the human ship stood calmly on the surface, protected by its mysterious energy shield. From orbit, the alien fleets watched intently. Hundreds of ships, massive and armed to the teeth, surrounded the planet. Their leaders still could not understand why only one human ship had come. Captain Mara Lin walked the length of the landing zone with her crew. She moved deliberately, each step measured, calm and confident. "Reports?" she asked Lieutenant Sora, who monitored sensors from a mobile station. "The aliens are preparing formations," Sora replied. "They think they can overwhelm us. But they're hesitant. They don't understand our technology or our tactics." Mara nodded. "Good, let them hesitate. Confidence is a weapon." Above them, alien scouts began probing the shield, firing test blasts to measure its strength. The energy field absorbed the attacks effortlessly. Each burst was reflected harmlessly into space. The aliens exchanged worried glances. They had faced countless species across the galaxy, but none had adapted so quickly. "Captain," Sora said, pointing to the monitors. "They're talking to each other. I think some are confused." Mara smiled faintly. "Let them be confused. Confusion slows them down. That is our advantage." The humans began their work. Small drones zipped across the rocky surface, mapping resources, studying the terrain, and preparing defensive positions. Every movement was precise, purposeful, and coordinated. "They are so organized," muttered Cathara, watching the human activity through a distant viewing station. "One ship, and yet they operate with the efficiency of a fleet." Vorin's silver scales shimmered with unease. "It's not just efficiency, it's bravery. They are not afraid of overwhelming numbers." In orbit, alien admirals argued. "Attack now!" one shouted. "Destroy that ship before it can finish its work." "No," another countered. "We must be cautious. They are clever, too clever to underestimate." Back on the planet, Mara Lin called her crew together. "They will try to overwhelm us," she said. "But we are not just defending. We are sending a message. Every action we take will show them that humans are not weak. That one ship is enough if we act together, if we think differently." The aliens began their attack. Swarms of fighter drones and small assault ships descended toward the planet. Mara's ship remained grounded, but the shields flared and pulses of energy shot outward, deflecting every attack. When the aliens attempted to break through, their weapons malfunctioned in strange ways. Systems they relied on could not predict or counter human technology. "They don't understand how we think," Mara said calmly. "That is their mistake." Using the terrain to their advantage, the humans deployed small mobile units around the landing site. These units were not armed like the alien fleets, but they could manipulate the environment. Rock slides, energy traps, and sensor jammers slowed the attackers and made them vulnerable. The aliens found themselves frustrated at every turn. "This is absurd," Cathara hissed. "They are one ship, yet they control everything. They are unpredictable." Mara's team moved with confidence. Lieutenant Sora directed the drones while engineers adjusted shields and energy fields. Every step was coordinated to maximize the aliens' confusion. Then Mara made a bold decision. "We will strike," she said. "Not to destroy them, but to show our strength. They must see that even one human ship can change the battle." With a flick of her wrist, she activated a series of devices across the planet. Energy pulses shot into the atmosphere, creating blinding lights and illusions. The alien fleets faltered, unsure where the humans were and how many ships were truly defending the planet. Some assumed more humans had arrived. The humans moved quickly, exploiting the moment. They hacked alien communication signals, sowing doubt and misinformation. Orders were confused, and rival alien factions began blaming one another for failures. "Captain, the fleets are in chaos," Sora shouted. "They don't know who to trust or where to attack." "Exactly," Mara replied. "Let them fight their own confusion. That is the human advantage, thinking differently, acting boldly, and uniting as one." Hours passed, and the alien fleets retreated slightly, unsure of their next move. Some leaders began to reconsider the humans entirely. "They are remarkable," whispered Vorin. "One ship, yet their tactics are flawless. How can a single species have such skill and courage?" Cathara's multiple eyes narrowed. "It is terrifying. If we underestimate them now, the consequences could be catastrophic." On the planet, Mara walked among her crew. Each human moved with confidence, their small size a stark contrast to the enormous alien forces above. "They expect fear," Mara said softly. "They expect weakness. But we are humans. We adapt, we learn, we fight together. That is our strength." As the alien fleets regrouped, Mara prepared her crew for the next stage. "Tomorrow we will push them back further. Not to conquer, but to make them respect humanity. They must understand size and numbers are not everything." Night fell on Dravos. The human ship rested quietly, its shields glowing faintly in the darkness. Above, alien scouts watched warily, their curiosity mixed with caution. They had learned something important. Humans were not ordinary. One small ship could defy fleets, and one species could be smarter, braver, and more determined than anyone had imagined. "They are only one ship," Vorin said finally. "And yet, I cannot stop thinking about what they could do if they were many." Mara stood on the landing pad looking up at the stars. She knew this was only the beginning. One ship had arrived, but it carried the spirit of an entire species. And that spirit, bold, clever, and unyielding, would be the galaxy's first glimpse of what humanity could achieve. "Tomorrow," she said quietly, "we show them the edge of human ingenuity. One ship, one crew, one spark that can light the darkness." And far above, the alien fleets paused, uncertain, hesitant, and perhaps a little afraid. They had underestimated humanity. They had assumed weakness, and they would soon discover that even one human ship could change the balance of the galaxy. The alien fleets had returned to orbit over Dravos, but their confidence had changed. No longer did they see the humans as a weak single ship to be crushed. They had witnessed the humans' ingenuity, courage, and adaptability. Yet they still did not fully understand the true strength of humanity. Captain Mara Lynn stood on the bridge of her ship, overlooking the planet. Her crew moved with quiet efficiency, adjusting shields, monitoring sensors, and preparing for the next phase of their plan. "Captain," Lieutenant Sora said, pointing at the holographic display, "the aliens are communicating among themselves. Some are suggesting alliances, others are still hesitant. They don't know what to do." Mara's brown eyes narrowed thoughtfully. "Let them be uncertain. Doubt weakens them. They must understand that humans are not just fighters. We are thinkers, planners, and problem solvers. One ship is enough to show that." The humans began their next move. They activated advanced drones that could project holographic duplicates of their ship across the planet. Suddenly, dozens of ships seemed to appear, moving with precision, creating the illusion of a human fleet. The alien commanders gasped at the sight. Their sensors could not tell the real ship from the illusions. "This is impossible," Cathara hissed. "One ship, creating an entire fleet." Vorin's silver scales gleamed with unease. "They are clever, yes, but they are also brave. Courage like this, I have never seen it." Mara's plan was simple but brilliant. The humans did not need to destroy the alien fleets. They needed to show them that humanity could stand against overwhelming odds. Every move was designed to demonstrate intelligence, creativity, and adaptability. From the planet's surface, small human units worked in tandem with the ship. They manipulated the terrain, creating traps, guiding alien ships into harmless but confusing paths, and controlling communication signals to mislead the enemy. The aliens grew frustrated. Orders were misinterpreted, attacks were misdirected, and the humans continued to adapt. Each new tactic seemed more daring than the last, yet it succeeded. "They are not just strong," Cathara whispered, her multiple eyes wide with amazement. They are unpredictable. They think in ways we cannot predict. Above the planet, the alien fleets hesitated. Some ships broke formation, unsure of what to do. Rival factions argued, each blaming the other for failures. In the chaos, Mara saw an opportunity. "Prepare the final demonstration," she said to her crew. "Not to destroy them, but to show our strength and unity. They must understand humanity's edge." With a series of precise maneuvers, Mara guided the ship to a high orbit above Dravos. From there, the humans deployed a device that created a stunning visual display, a combination of light, energy pulses, and holographic effects. The aliens watched in awe as the humans demonstrated control over technology, environment, and strategy, all in perfect harmony. Vorin shook his head in disbelief. One ship, one species, controlling so much. How is this possible? Cathara's tendrils twitched nervously. It is more than strength. It is courage, unity, and intelligence combined. This is a species to be respected, or feared. Mara knew that the display had done its job. She had shown the aliens that humans were not to be underestimated. They did not need numbers to be powerful. They needed vision, skill, and courage. "Send the message," Mara instructed. "Tell them humans come in peace but will defend themselves and others. Let them know that collaboration and respect are the path forward, not aggression." The humans transmitted a clear, simple message to the alien fleets. It was not a threat, but a declaration of who they were and what they represented. A species that valued courage, ingenuity, and cooperation. The alien leaders received the message, and for the first time, silence filled their command centers. They had expected weakness. They had expected fear. Instead, they found intelligence, strategy, and resolve far beyond what they had imagined. Vorin finally spoke. "Perhaps we have underestimated them. They are different. Perhaps they are not a species to conquer, but to learn from." Cathara nodded slowly. "Yes, one ship. And yet they have changed the way we see the galaxy. They are not just survivors. They are leaders in their own way." On the planet below, Mara watched the alien fleets begin to retreat. Not in defeat, but in respect. They understood that humans were a species unlike any other. One ship had been enough to prove that humans could face the impossible, adapt and overcome. "Captain," Sora said softly, "they're leaving. They are not attacking anymore." Mara smiled, a quiet, proud smile. "No, Lieutenant. They are learning, and that is even better than victory." The humans spent the following days studying Dravos, collecting data and preparing for future exploration. The aliens kept their distance, observing from afar. The galaxy had seen a small human ship accomplish what massive fleets had failed to do. Inspire respect, caution, and curiosity in every civilization that witnessed it. Mara walked across the landing zone one last time before departure. She looked up at the stars, thinking of all the systems waiting to be explored, all the challenges ahead, and all the opportunities for humanity to show its strength. "One ship," she whispered. "One crew. One spark can light the galaxy. We are small, but we are capable, and the universe will remember that humans are never weak." The ship lifted off smoothly, leaving Dravos behind. Its shield shimmered briefly, then vanished as it soared into space. The alien fleets remained below, silent and thoughtful, their understanding of humans forever changed. "They are one ship," Vorin said almost to himself. "And yet, they have shown us the edge of possibility. Perhaps we will see more of them, and perhaps we should." Mara's ship disappeared into the void, carrying not just a crew but the spirit of humanity itself. One ship had arrived. One species had proven its courage, intelligence, and determination. And in that vast galaxy, humans would never again be underestimated. As stars stretched into the infinite distance, Mara turned to her crew. "This is only the beginning. The galaxy is full of challenges, and we will face them all. Together, one ship, one crew, endless possibilities."